Alright, quick follow-up to my Genesis 20. Because I'm listening to Owen Benjamin as I was doing some work around the house here, and he's talking about creation versus the Big Bang Theory and evolution and all that jazz, and he's talking about how science basically proves the creation theory. And he's like, well, no, there's a leap of faith. And I disagree. I think that there's totally science that proves creation. And it reminded me of this Genesis 20, and it was kind of what I should have ended it on. So with Abimelech kind of having this vision from God in his dream, he knows what's going on here. You know, he knows that there's a God because it's obvious that there's a God. He knows that that was God. He knows what's going on around him. You know, so he's aware of these things. What the difference is he doesn't really have faith that God is holy. You understand? Like in the Matthew, when Jesus teaches us how to pray, the first thing you say in the Lord's Prayer is, hallowed be thy name. You're acknowledging that God is hallowed, that he is holy. What does that mean? It means he's always just, he's always righteous, and he's always loving. That's where the faith comes in. The faith is accepting that God is hallowed, that he is holy in all things that he does. Faith doesn't really come in believing there's a God. Plenty of people who don't follow God believe that there's a God. They just don't think that he's holy. That's where the faith comes in. And God proves it to us. Like, he doesn't even want us to just believe it. He wants us to believe it through evidence, really. But that is the faith that comes in. And you see it in Genesis 20, right there. Abraham has faith in God. Abimelech knows there's a God, but he doesn't have faith in him. Or he doesn't have the faith that comes from knowing what righteousness and justice is, and knowing that he is not a righteous and justice man. He couldn't understand why Abraham would have lied to him about Sarah being his sister, not his wife, because he doesn't realize that he's not just, that he's not righteous, because he doesn't understand true justice and true righteousness. He doesn't understand true love. That's why he can't recognize that God is holy. He recognizes that God is the creator and the most powerful, and he's fearful of him because of that. But he's not fearful of his justice that will come in the end. Abraham is, because Abraham has faith that God is holy. It's really only in modern society that there's a whole lot of lack of faith in a God or a creator. I mean, even throughout history, the greatest scientists, they all believed in a God. It's so freaking obvious. All right, that was my end of Genesis 20.